Hello, Mel 605ers. Dr. Palermo with a week 4 instructional video. Some comments on your posts in Blackboard and some instructions for this next week, too. Hersey and Glickman, the readings are again all about managing, supervising others, primarily employees. And boy, you really get it about theory X and Y. Lots of good examples there. Um, Lots of good, bad examples, unfortunately, of cognitive dissonance. It seems, I'm glad that you're not using names. Confidentiality is important. Thank you. But it seems like many of you have good examples of bad leadership uh, as, uh, as examples to illustrate the Glickman stuff. So thank you, and I'm sorry. And I hope that you are learning what not to do by studying the behavior of others and leaders who've come and gone from your school experience. So I hope that you're reading some of others' posts too there. If you haven't, you're missing some good stories. Even if you don't have to respond, you can check in and see what folks have written about others. So Hersey, Chapter 5, the ACHIEVE model this week. Um, ACHIEVE is an acronym, and remember, the folks do have to have the ability before you can expect things of them. So oftentimes it's a teaching model of supervision, but if you have questions about the ACHIEVE model, please post those directly in Blackboard this week, and I will comment on them. That's going to be my job, is to follow behind and give you some formative feedback if you need it on what the ACHIEVE model is all about in Chapter 5. And then Glickman further explores the supervisory behavioral continuum, easy for me to say, with directive controlled behaviors. Directive controlled behaviors. So again, make sure that you get it from Chapter 6 about this continuum of behaviors. And okay, as a principal, sometimes Joe Harry Window, know your style. I know I was a softy and an easy guy as a principal, but I was sent into one school, I won't name names, to be the sheriff, to clean up, to be the tough guy, both with students on discipline and also to hold teachers accountable. So I had to apply and use some stick compliance methods that weren't my style at all. And part of the big idea here with understanding theories X and Y and understanding different methods of supervision, different behaviors that may be necessary, um, you get to apply your knowledge and best practices in leadership situationally to the situation as needed. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but Hersey is Chapter 5, the ACHIEVE model. Glickman 7 and 8 is about directive controlling behaviors. Think putting a teacher on an action plan. And then backing off and show that you understand the difference and how someone could be moved from direct control to a directive informational approach instead. Backing down the continuum when you don't necessarily have to apply the same big stick to all. Okay, so that's the big ideas there with the readings and the responses in Blackboard for dialogue posts. For the CAP-E graphic organizational chart, I saw that many of you, most of you had posted something by Sunday night, not all. Please go back and do that. 10 of 14 had posted by this morning. Many of you took the traditional approach to do an action plan, columns and filling it in. Others did more of a PERT chart or a visual, and there are many ways to MECA, folks. In my experience in the MELS program, each of these can be proficient, and so I will look forward to you posting your feedback now so that folks can see and learn from one another. That's the idea of this peer feedback. And then at the end of the month, end of February, you'll post it in Blackboard for me to evaluate. Straight on to TaskStream. Well, most of you have posted your CAP-E. Give each other feedback this week, please. That's your job, is to provide 2 peer reviews of colleagues' CAP-E. If you're curious about that, check the resources. The forms for the peer review are there, and do that in Blackboard this week. Thank you, and that is the week for instruction, and check the calendar for upcoming events. Have a great week.